position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of a Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. If I look a little bit different, that's because I do. I am actually doing an interview tonight with Madeline Cole Giovanni Iannarone. It's just Iannarone, but I like saying a full Italian name, Madeline Cole Giovanni Iannarone. It sounds better. She is a mayoral candidate. If you guys don't know, the Brick Breakdown has been doing some really good things. So hence, I am set up in it's kind of like a multi-purpose room in my house. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit echoey or whatever it is, but this is where we are. Welcome to the Caltrop. I am, of course, your host, Michael Calderese. And listen, we are your defense mechanism for all things bullshit. And we're going to have some fun tonight. I had a long time setting all this up, so I don't have a lot of things planned tonight. So I am honestly going to rely on you. This is a great time to get in the chat. If you are hanging out and you want to talk about anything, you want to bring up any topic, bring it up later in the show. Of course, after my monologue, we are going to have Mike on, Mike Hall, PT Pod. He is with us. We're going to have a great time with him. So get your questions ready for me and him. It's going to be open forum tonight. I had another person that was going to sit here, but I could not figure out. You see that? That's just my empty stage. That's going to be where Madeline's going to be sitting in a little bit. But I was going to have my dad sitting in that chair. But for whatever reason, I cannot figure out how to. I lost a couple of things. I haven't done this with people in a while, so I lost the headphone setup and the whole 9 yards. So we're gonna see. And I hope you can even hear me with the way the way that is in. I hope you can even hear me, Mike. Can you guys hear me? Shake your head in the background, Mike, if you can hear me. All right, good. All right, guys. So that was my dad. He was going to be with us, but yeah, I don't have my shit together. Sorry, I worked my ass off, but we do have a great show for you planned tonight. I have a couple of things in store. The one thing that we're going to be talking about mostly tonight, and when we have Fresh Mike on, we like laughing, we like having a good time. We have Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk got roasted by South Park, and they tore him up pretty good. We're going to be getting into that. We have a couple things. I have one thing on Tulsi. I have something on Elizabeth Warren. But for the most part, we're going to be talking about a couple things, including Trump and his in the new redistricting. We have a lot to discuss, but let's get the show started. You can tell how discombobulated I am. All right, so Charlie Kirk got roasted on South Park, and Cartman played him beautifully, and it was fucking hysterical. And the left loved it for about 12 seconds. They celebrated like they just impeached Trump for the fourth time. Burn, they said. We got him. We finally got him. They thought they delivered the knockout punch. But people are posting clips, high-fiving over trans athlete highlights while making fun of Charlie, telling each other, this is it. We destroyed him. But here's the thing. It backfired. Not subtly and quietly. It was loud. It's all over the place. It's like grandma hitting the slot machines at Atlantic City loud. Coins everywhere, lights flashing, because what they actually did was make Charlie even bigger. This guy's fucking everywhere right now. Now, I don't know if they meant to do it, but man, he took that Cartman moment and ran like it was OJ in a white Bronco. He was all over social media, clips on every platform, basking in it. You could tell he was slightly uncomfortable with it. Like when your mom brings you up something embarrassing in front of your friends, uncomfortable, but he still wore it. He laughed. He played along. He acted like he won the Super Bowl. And honestly, I think he kind of did. I mean, here's the deal. You have to be culturally important to get roasted by South Park. You have to be a big deal. That's basically the Medal of Honor in American pop culture. They don't waste ink on nobodies. If they parody you, you're part of the national conversation. I hope I have a parody in one of their shows. And that's the difference between the right and the left right now. The left has spent years banning comedians they didn't like, boycotting shows, canceling jokes that hurt their precious little feelings. Then one day they decide, you know what? Let's use comedy against the right. Except they forgot one small problem with the right. The right actually laughs. We find things funny. We take the joke. We lean into it. And we make it worse for them because we act like that. Because if you're laughing, they can't control you. It's like trying to bully someone in high school who already owns the joke. They're laughing along with you. And now you just look like the weird angry kid in the corner all pissed off. Now, don't get me wrong. The right doesn't always have a sense of humor. There are definitely a few tight collar pearl clutchers out there. We all know who we're talking about. But overall, we can take it. We can laugh at ourselves. We can appreciate a solid punchline, even if it's aimed directly at our own heads. And Charlie did. Meanwhile, the left, man, you think they'd have a sense of humor with all the different outfits they accept these days. And I'm saying that nicely because we're on YouTube. But no, they're incredibly sensitive, even with pink hair. Like the kid on the playground who calls your names at recess, but then runs to the teacher crying the second you say something back. Being self-aware to me is the key, and Charlie put that on display. And he's being able to laugh at yourself is even better if you trip and don't act embarrassed. You take a bow. If you spill your drink, raise the glass like you meant to do it. If you slip on something, stay down, wave to the crowd, milk it for applause. These things are simple. Because honestly, the South Park Master Debating episode, if you haven't seen it, was comedy gold. It was hysterical. If you missed it, it was not subtle. It was in your face, ridiculous, completely unfiltered, which is exactly what comedy should be. See, funny isn't left or right. Funny is just funny. It's universal. But you've got to be willing to take it. You can't just laugh at if you can't just laugh at yourself, you've already lost. And if you're trying to weaponize humor, you don't know how to handle it when it's thrown back at you. You're not a comedian. You're just a joke. So to Charlie Kirk, congratulations, man. You earned your spot on the South Park Hall of Fame. That was badass. Wear that Cartman jacket with pride. And to the left, if this is your gotcha moment, you might want to work on your aim. Because right now, it looks like you just handed the other team the ball and watched them running into your own end zone while spiking it in slow motion. And Charlie definitely has spiked the ball. It was very interesting. And if you haven't seen it, I highly, highly suggest you go watch. That was the Mike's Right. All right, let's cut to no more chases here. Let's bring up my man to the main stage. I'm going to do like the like my old, what was it when I was a strip club DJ? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming up to the main stage right now, FW Mike. Let's go ahead, give him tips all night long. He's going to be dancing, having a good time, and $5 blowjobs in the VIP room, ladies and gentlemen, later on. No, he's shaking his head no. $5 lap dances all night.
None of that. None of that. Don't even.
Notice
I have to start with the. Oh, come on. You know it's called Reese. I love you. This is my favorite for you.
Do not come.
Everybody says called Reese
Do not come.
in Brick City, but you say
I'm going to come. So you
the
know.
crowd goes wild.
So you know,
yeah.
usually start off with the pews, bro, and now I got to start off with the booze. You don't like my DJ voice? That's so fucked up.
No,
That's
I
fucked
love
up,
your
man.
DJ voice. I don't like the idea of selling me, giving $5 anythings. Then we'll just leave it at that. All right. Well, I try to keep a family show here, people. You know what I mean?
This isn't a family show on Friday nights, man. This is fun Friday nights. This is freaking Friday nights. This is whatever the hell you want to call it, but we're having a good time. And I do have a mayoral candidate coming in, so I have to try to act somewhat professional. You know, you got to see my setup here. It looks pretty
Yo,
good
just
here.
so you know, man,
Looks
like
pretty
this
good.
is what working with Calder Reese is. Okay, so you had a brand new show I launched this week, featured him on that, you know, showed him all the love, you know, come in here, pop in, ready to go. And I'm like, hey, you got a new background? He's like, no, I have something important to do with real important people later. And I was like, choose me all the hell. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to be on your show, dog. I didn't mean to be not important enough. You know?
No, you're important. That's why I sent you the link, bro. That's why you're here with
I'm
me.
kidding.
And we
I-
are
we're having fun. We're
having fun. Exactly. So we have Jay Cal, the Jay Cal that was supposed to be in the chat tonight. Jay Cal, I can actually see him right now, sitting in the backyard, smoking a cigar. He just rubbed his eye.
Oh.
Then he looked down. He's looked back up. I don't know if he's listening yet. It's usually operating a little bit of delay. I'm going to see if he's going to look back in here. We have Yankee 68. It's not the first one in the chat today. Jersey Abe 69 is the second one. We have Mama Dukes. Mama Dukes recovering. Everyone wish Mama Dukes well. She's recovering from a little eye thing. We have It's Johnny 69. It's Johnny 69 and Jersey Abe again. What's up, fellas? How are you? But hey, Mike, where am I wrong here, man? You know, did you see that? Did you see the South Park thing? Do you want to play a second of it? And then I'll,
let's go ahead and give my qualifications, okay? First of all, I am one of the biggest South Park fans you will ever find. Now, you know, I'm at that age where I don't wear the T-shirts and the hoodies and stuff anymore because I just think a man over 40 wearing South Park, any cartoon. Yeah, I know it's a thing now. Like, you're over 40, find cartoon stuff and wear it. Like, you're a cool kid. No, thank you. I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? I'll represent my teams. I'll represent America. Or I'll wear a free T-shirt. Those are the T-shirts I wear, okay? So this one, look at this. Zen Cannabis. Got it for free at a dispensary, baby. You know what I mean?
so you're telling me you're not going to wear any Kenny T-shirts. You're not going to wear the Kenny hood. None of that
Not
stuff.
anymore. 20 years ago, absolutely. But I'm the biggest South Park fan you will ever meet. Love them. And I think it was brilliant. Also, not only are you not wrong, man, I want to even go a little deeper. The only thing I would disagree with, you said you felt like Charlie Kirk was maybe just a little insecure or unhappy about it. And I completely disagree.
I didn't say unhappy. I said a little uncomfortable. You can tell some of that stuff he's not comfortable with, but I think he played it off very well.
I think what he liked the most, and something that is a valid point to bring up, is that they direct quoted him. Like that whole Bebe, or I don't think it was Bebe, but Random and Cartman going back and forth. Also, I love how on the flyer on Fridays, it's me and you, and I got replaced with Charlie Kirk Cartman. Can I get a hell yeah? For me, that's badass. That's the level I'm playing on, folks. Anyway, that was a direct quote, and he actually tweeted that. He's like, this is a direct quote, and he showed the clip where the lady comes up, and he says, if you kill a woman who's 9 months pregnant, that's a double homicide, correct? And she was like, yes. And he was like, exactly. So now I've even seen articles of people going in South Park, you know, pro-life. Are they making a pro-life stance on that? So who knows, man? Also, what I wanted to say was how brilliant was the J.D. Vance Donald Trump Fantasy Island stuff, man. That, to me, was the best part of the whole show. Boss, come, he's here. He's in the plane, boss, the plane. And
let's play a couple for people real quick so they can get up in the same speed with us. Ready? This is the part where he's master debating right here.
Oh yeah.
I do with my body. Let me ask you something. If a pregnant woman is killed and the baby dies too, why is the killer charged with a double homicide? Because people have different beliefs. It's not about belief. It's about truth. Science confirms life begins at conception. So yes, Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. But it's just morality that demands we protect the most vulnerable. So let me ask you, when do you think life began?
Eric, are you all right in there?
Yeah, I'm fine, Mom. I'm just in here master debating.
Look, Eric, that's enough. Let's get out of the bathroom.
I can't, Mom. I'm master debating for these young college girls.
That's very naughty, Eric. Stop it.
Mom, I finally got sponsored by a protein powder, so I got to master debate for a couple more hours.
I love it, bro. You there?
Yes, I'm listening. I was watching. Yeah. Checking the chat for a second while we were doing that too. So.
Oh hell yeah! I was trying to. For whatever reason, you know, I'm running around like an asshole right now, and I was running around like an asshole all day today. And for whatever reason, a couple of them didn't like download through. So I'm trying to find a couple of these.
I know it's quite all right, man.
As we're going,
I love that clip. Now here's the thing, guys. If you break it down, there's so much there. First of all, let me be honest, okay? Being a man. By the way, shout out, your Wednesday show was great. Being a man in recovery myself, more alcohol and pills than shooting anything, but definitely 7 years sober, no alcohol. No hard drugs at all. Shout out. So I'm a man who can admit when I have problems and have done things. And so let me hear on the Caltrop, let all of you know that, hi, my name is Mike, and I'm a master debater. That's right. I'm Mike, and I'm a master debater. Welcome, Mike. I have spent hours upon hours on the internet going back and forth with people. I mean, hours upon hours, like double digits worth of hours going back and forth with people, singular, multiple, on Facebook or Twitter about, why I'm right and they're wrong. And so, yeah, I'm guilty of it. Guys. So, yeah, I'm doing better. I'm doing much better. I've learned that is indicative of a loser. That is loser behavior. So you can be right and still lose in life, as you know, man. Like, that is one thing you're very wise about, Calder Reese, is that you're one of those guys who's like, look, man, let's look at the juice and the squeeze. I think maybe it's because of where you come from, being a concrete layer. It is process and materials are so freaking important. And that's something that you bring to what you do in your podcasting that is maybe subconscious. It's not really ever brought out, but process, you know what I mean? And consistency are very important to, I would think, what you do on your day job, right? You can't, and quality. You can't have crappy quality materials and have a bad process and get a good concrete lay. You have to have good materials and a good process in place. And I think that's, that's,
and this too.
Yeah.
And just shut up, baby, because you hate America and you love abortion.
That's what I wanted.
There's the lie. You know what I mean?
This is another funny one. I was fucking cracking up at this one.
Mom, you don't understand. I'm getting really good at this. I have my arguments down rock solid. These young college girls are totally unprepared, so I can just destroy them and also edit out all the ones that actually argue back well. It just feels so good.
I understand it feels good, but that doesn't mean you do it all the time.
I'm sorry, Mommy.
I'm sorry, Mommy. Dude, they did. Whoever wrote that, the master debater part. I mean, you're a comedian, right? Do you think that comes up in like a random conversation where you're just bullshit with your friends and you're trying to make fun of Charlie Kirk and you're like, oh yeah, he's the master debater, all right, and then you think to write it in? How do you think that even comes about? Because it was brilliant the way they did it.
Absolutely. I think they were making the point. Also, I think that I wouldn't say we all, but a lot of folks on the right-hand side of things are missing out. There's a deeper point here, and it started last episode, and it was, to me, more prevalent in the last episode, and now they're digging more into some other things. But I think they're actually trying to show a lot of a conservative point of view. Here's the thing nobody got, and nobody is still getting, right? What they did, if you follow South Park, they redid Saddam Hussein and turned that into Trump because Trump was Mr. Garrison, right? They had one classic character playing Trump, basically, and they got rid of him, and now they've got what used to be Saddam Hussein dating the devil, and you know what I mean, having a gay relation with the devil. They just replaced Saddam Hussein with Trump. Seriously, that's a part of the whole thing, right? So the deal is they're showing that all of this Trump stuff, all of the Trump hate is just recycled slop. It's lazy recycled slop that the Democrats and the Trump haters will jump on and post as if it's a win, when not only is it not a win, it's not interesting or creative or all that funny. Now, in addition to that, there's been some speculation on some pressure because honestly, this last episode, other than the JD Vance stuff and the Charlie Kirk stuff, wasn't that good. I'll be honest, it wasn't that good of an episode. The whole plot of it, that there was a kid who was trying to be like Cartman or Charlie Kirk who didn't want it anymore and hated it now, and Mr. Garrison had to save him. It was dumb and it wasn't legit. And then at the end, they wrapped it so quick, and it was just like it, and it didn't make sense. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They probably didn't expect it to backfire the way it did. They thought it was going to make more sense back to back.
Yeah. Well, and I also think that they were trying to do a thing where they were trying to make fun of both sides in a way, but they didn't come out clear enough. Also, what pisses me off about Matt and Trey is they've done nothing about Kamala. Not one damn thing. And why we like South Park is they call out both sides, supposedly. No Biden, no Kamala. There's tons of comedy there. They're going at it each other right now. People are paying attention. And it was very interesting. The thought on that is that Kamala has to go ham. So, guys, be watching out for that. That Kamala has to go ham. She's got a new book she's writing. She has to go ham. Because if
What's
she
going
tries
ham?
hard as a mother, you know what I mean? She has to destroy Biden. She has to break it off and stick it up Biden hard as she can. Deep as she can. And Jill. She has to go hard on that.
Let's go to the last one on this. I have the Charlie Kirk Awards.
Charlie Kirk Awards.
Hello and welcome to the 3rd annual Charlie Kirk Award for Young Master Debaters.
More and more young people today are learning to fight for America through masturbation. We're here to honor the recent efforts of a brave young man who has been furiously masturbating for the past several days.
I would love to be a master debater. I want to be in the Master Debaters Club. But you know, they did a great job with that. The boat is in the chat. The boat, what's going on, my man? Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys on every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. No, yeah, 10 p.m. our time. Yeah, they go down, I don't know, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. They're in a weird time zone. Like you, Mike. You guys are in those weird fucking time zones.
I'm
I
in
can't
Central
out.
Time, the only time zone, the real time zone. Right in the
What's
middle.
that, Central?
It's easy. Yes,
I don't know
Central
about
is
that.
2 hours one way, 1 hour the other. Perfect. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh,
Mountain
yeah.
is the
Jay
weird
Calda
one.
says, I told a friend today we could agree that I am right and you are wrong. I fully agree with that. Once again, guys, do me a favor. I need you today. So if you want to hear us discuss any topics, if you want to take on any topic, go ahead and put it in the chat. Ask a question. I will answer the question, and we will have a good time today. Last comments on that. Dude, last comments on comedy in general, because do you really think that they were trying to help him, or do you think they were trying to hurt him? That's the question. That's the thing that's wrapping around my brain that I can't figure out.
I think they're in awe of him. I think that he's a cultural phenomenon that they are jumping on as they've done in the past. And it's interesting to them. And it's the first time there's ever been any real pushback to any of this, Marxist College BS that's been going on for 20 plus years now. This is the first legit real pushback that has credibility and a credible movement that is backed by the kids. There's more conservative boys, 18 to 25. They're more considering themselves conservative than ever before. So I think that they're amazed by that, and they do what they do, which is make fun of it while trying to learn more about it. That's the comedic brain. I will say in the overall, Joe Rogan and the comedic landscape has changed. And I mean, it's at war right now. Basically, you have two camps. You have the old school camp, and you have the other comics that's like, you're fascists and Nazis, and you're not funny because you have to say mean things. Wah! And really, they're just so far gone. And that's why comedy's struggling. That's why I have friends that, move from Hawaii and LA and New York to Austin, because you can actually work in Austin and learn to be funny. And yeah, man. So that's what that is.
Well, also Texas, that's where you have the comedic mother shit with Joe Rogan and
Rogan changed
Kill
the game,
Tony, and they have everything that's going on over there. And that's what I'm hearing though. A lot of people are moving out to Austin and they're hating it because Austin's turned into like the liberal bullshit San Francisco, from what I understand. But who knows? I don't know. I've never been out there.
It depends on where. Here's the thing: you come from Oklahoma City, you come from Kansas, you come from a red place. Austin is gonna feel like LA or Honolulu level liberal, or Seattle. If you come from a Seattle or an LA or a New York, you're gonna be like, wow. And it's not so much that there's a lot of liberal movement in Austin. Now you can move 20 miles outside of Austin and be in extremely red MAGA places, unlike those big cities. But past that, it's not so. Yeah, it is very. Austin is a very liberal city. However, as a comic artist, you can say what you want. You can't do that in Oklahoma, dude. Where I'm in Oklahoma City, right? And the powers that be, the gatekeepers in the local comedy community, unfortunately, are also crazy liberals, also involved in politics. So they get the power and the money, right? And because I'm not mad, crazy liberal, I don't get to play. You know what I mean? I'm doing shows in New Orleans before I'm doing shows in Oklahoma City because and this is Oklahoma City, the reddest of red. But the people who run that shit are liberal. And, there you go. So.
Unbelievable. Let's get into that breakdowns.
In-depth breakdowns.
All right, Mike, I asked Ryan. I got to ask you as well. White or black? What do you say? White or black? What I just put on the screen, white or black?
What do you mean? What she's wearing or the woman?
The woman, yeah, she wears black.
Oh, that was. I know what that is, and you would think she was white at first glance. That's what I'm saying. Come on now.
Yes, I'm just saying. I love how she's able to completely transform into a white girl. I mean, if you look at her, she kind of pulled the Michael Jackson, but nobody is really getting on her for changing her skin color. It's really, really cool to watch take place. Hey, really quick, bro, have you seen this? The American Academy of Pediatrics just called for an end of all religious and philosophical vaccine exemptions for children attending daycare and school in all 50 states. So that's not like, that's just the American Academy of Pediatrics. That means nothing. It's not like the FDA did anything like that. But just what do you think when you hear doctors that are fully getting behind, and this is pediatrics, fully getting behind this vaccine stuff? And the funniest part is they sit back and they tell everybody, hey, if your kid doesn't get a vaccine, you're putting everybody else at risk, even the people that have vaccines. That I don't understand. It's a very interesting even argument to even make, isn't it? I don't understand how they do it.
Bro, when I see stuff like that, I just thank you for having a podcast and me having an outlet. Otherwise, I'd be on a tower with a rifle. Okay. Because this is one of those direct. Okay. It's a couple of things. The first thing I think when I see that is F you. Don't you dare tell anyone what they're you know what I'm saying? People are allowed to, but like better or worse, for better or worse, because I tolerate religions that I don't think are that good in my country. And I definitely tolerate folks coming here or from here that have legit bad intentions for me because I disagree with them. So don't tell me what I have to put in my body or do not put in my body, right? No, thank you. Not happening. And then secondly, it's like, wait a minute. This is all a play, man. This is all that political stuff. So what you see and what makes me even more angry on a deeper level is that you see that the American Pediatric Association for Health or whatever, the pediatric, whatever the name is, their core job with my taxpayer and your taxpayer money has one core job, and that's supposedly for helping kids get better health care. That's supposedly their job, and what we're paying them probably billions for. And now they're in a partisan fight coming out and trying to fight RFK, basically, and saying, hey, we're Democrats. Look at us. Democrat, give us our money. And so it becomes a political shit thing, and it's a fest, dude, and it makes me crazy. And I'm glad we get to vent here on the Caltrop. Thank you.
Dude, well done. We have the boat saying, sidebar, congrats to Val for his baptism. Thank you very much, the boat. Jay Callis says, Timothy, he was a champ at the baptism. Jersey Abe has a question for Fresh Mike. Jersey Abe says, Fresh Mike, what is harassment and what kind of pussy charges other dudes with it? And how bloody does the twat have to get to start crying? So hey, you have an answer to that question?
I don't know what we're referring to, but if it's, I mean, I'll give you a general. Yeah, I have a general answer. I wish I knew what I think there's something specific we're referring to, and then, but on a general, I'll give you this. All right, I'll give you this. Look, first of all, it's not the Wild West, okay? As a man who wants to protect your family, there's a lot of people who say and do a lot of crazy things out there, okay? Unfortunately, you can't grab your strap and go blasting them all. That's not the way it works. It's the internet world. You know what I mean? There are full-on fake accounts in my name saying horrible things. And it's got my picture that they've taken from Facebook or Instagram, and they create whole things. Literally, there are whole channels I've had to get taken down, and I think a couple still exist I can't find. I know one exists.
We're commenting on our show the one day as you.
Yeah. Yep. They comment as me on your show, and it's not me. Yep. There's one I'm pretty sure exists I can't find because whenever I share something public on Facebook, there's an automatic secret share to a private account that won't let me know who they are. So I'm pretty sure it's a fake account in my name, and then what they do is crazy stuff. They can do all kinds of stuff and say it was me. Thank God we live in the internet and the IP age, and when you get deep, but a lot of people don't want to dig deep. A lot of people aren't going to take the extra literal 45 to 60 seconds to go, wait a minute, that's an IP from California or New York, and this dude is clearly in a different state completely, and his internet is hardwired in, and you can see where he goes live and where he goes live from. So it's all there. You know what I mean? So there's no way he could be doing this thing at this time. No one's going to do that. They're just going to hear, they're going to see a horrible screenshot DM of my picture saying horrible things to somebody, and they're going to go look at this horrible person doing this horrible thing, and then it's said and done. And that's how this shit works nowadays. Now, I can't go after those people with a weapon. I don't know even where they live. But wait till you get death threats. Wait till you get pictures of your wife and children texted to you going, "I'm going to kill and
that's
rape
that's
this
real
person."
harassment.
That's what I've had happen to me.
That's
what I've had happen.
And that's what I think with the to the point where he was getting to was there's harassment and then there's fake bullshit harassment.
Oh, yeah. And I agree. I wanted to get into that a little bit. Did you see the city council in Cincinnati? The Cincinnati City Council is mad because no white people have been arrested in an attack on that a white woman by all those black folks and that white man by all those black folks. They had a full-on...
Six black people have been arrested.
Yeah, no white people have been arrested, and the city council's angry at that. Because
you hear what's being said about it?
Yeah, the white man used
rage. Keep your hands to yourself. Oh, you started it. That's what you get for pushing somebody in that type of
verbal violence.
It's
white man used verbal violence first, so it's all okay. Verbal violence is dropping the N-bomb. I'm so glad these black folk on the city council have never heard a Dr. Dre album. They would be beklempt. They would be beside themselves.
You better kill me. I'm gonna be another rapper dead for popping off at the mouth with shit I shouldn't have said.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
I know what you're saying.
I'm so glad they've never heard a black stand-up comedian, because they would be like, this verbal violence is going to cause me to break out in mass actual mob violence and beat everyone around me. And it should be completely okay. And they should be arrested because that's verbal violence. Unless you're discriminating.
But that's what they're trying to tell everybody. And it's funny, even about our friend in the chat, Patterson. He's the one that's sitting there saying, "Hey, this is where you got to keep your hands to yourself." But it's very funny how they say that, and then it's not keep your hands to yourself when you're dealing with a cop. No, cops, you can attack them, you can swing at them, and that cop's supposed to apparently just stand there and get beat and get killed, kind of like Mike Brown. They made Mike Brown into this whole hero, hands up, don't shoot, and it was a lie.
And Philando Castile and Ahmaud Marbury, and I mean we could go on and on about lies.
On. Yeah, exactly. So let's move on from there.
No, but let me just hit on that real fast.
All right, go ahead.
If a white man gets in a black man's face and starts calling him the N-word and going, "Fight me," and the black man punches him, I am okay with that. I am just so you know. Whether you agree with me or not, I'm okay with that.
So
same way that if a black man gets in a white man's face and is like, "You stupid cracker, stupid white piece of crap," and I get to haul off and punch him and no harm comes to me, and this city and the state say he should be arrested for inciting verbal violence first, as long as we play the game equally and the law is applied equally, I'm 100% down. Right. And I also believe that, you don't roll up on anybody. If you roll up on any white, black, brown person, woman, man, and start calling them stuff to their face to get them to fight and they hit you, well, that's fair. Not a mob, though. At the point that anybody else jumps in, now it's a mob.
Yeah, now Mike, and this is the thing. I'm okay, and I'll clarify with you as well. I'm okay if that guy says something to somebody and all of a sudden it's one-on-one and they're fighting each other, man up, and whoever knocks each other out. I don't even think the other person should have some charges if it's one-on-one. I'm okay if the woman's talking shit and another woman hits her and they fight and they get knocked out. I'm okay with both of those situations. What I'm not okay is the swinging from behind, kicking him, stomping him while he's on the ground. Those type of things they're not just to beat you up. They are to fucking really hurt and maim you. And that's the type of stuff that if you take it to that level because some guy pushed you or any of that stuff, you knocked him on his ass, you knocked him out. Do you really need to keep stomping on him? That's where I think it completely draws the line, But it's the mob mentality, like you put it. It's that mob mentality. One person goes on, next thing you know, a guy's down and 5 different people are stomping him and kicking him, and nobody can get up. And that's bullshit. That's the stuff and the fact that people are trying to justify that is one of the most disgusting things. This is the worst part of any type of race discussion is when it devolves into this type of shit. When we can't even sit there and say, "Hey, this is wrong." This is absolutely wrong. And you know what? I would have said it was wrong if I watched 5 different white dudes attack a black guy and they were stomping the same exact way. But here's the difference. Those dudes would not have been out on $600 bail. Those dudes would not have been out the next day. They would have had hate crime charges put against them. And these other people didn't. That's the difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I absolutely 100% agree with you. I think, once again, you square up, you make it happen. Also, shout out Jersey Abe. First of all, I've been called like every name ever you could ever call someone, or so I thought. Jersey Abe said, if I call Mike a fake pussy plastic knock with a small wiener on my own page, is that harassment? No, it's not harassment. And also, I've never been called a plastic duck. I don't know what a fake pussy plastic knock is, but I've never been called that before.
You know exactly what
well
everyone here knows what a fake pussy plastic dock is. So you know exactly what a fake pussy plastic dock is. I'm not going to spell it out completely, but everyone knows what a fake pussy plastic dock is.
Dock? See, I know what a fake pussy is, but a plastic dock is the part that I'm.
That's all right. I'll tell you afterwards. I'll tell you. The boat says, I'm with Cal. Square up, man to man. And 11 times then, I don't know what everybody's saying, but yeah. So I'll tell you about what that was answer. But Jersey Abe says perfect answer. All right, everybody, put it in the chat again. Anything you have to say, any questions you have for her, she wants to take on, put them in the chat. Don't forget to finger the fuck out of my like button. My like button loves when you touch it and you caress it, and very gently. I want you to just take the tip of your finger, just the tip, just for a second, just to see how it feels. All right, one got to go. Who is it there, Mike? One has got to go. Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, or Emmett Smith. Who has to go in this conversation here, buddy?
Boo. Why would you? We have so many good things to talk. Why would you want to take one of the best away from? Come on, man.
I don't care.
I thought we were going to talk about the census. I'm all excited about you.
We're going to it, man. We got to have a break in this.
You got a blonde hair.
I need you to gun to your head. You have Hillary Clinton has a gun to your head and says, pick one. One's got to go. Who's got to go? It's a question I had for you. Who is it?
I don't know, man. It can't be Walter Payton. It can't be Barry Sanders. It can't be Barry Sanders.
Yeah, the top is staying. The top is 100% staying.
Man, you see, the problem is, like, I think we forget, Emmett was just so new and we kind of saw him fall off. So maybe Emmett, I don't know, man. So.
Yeah, I'm 100% going Emmett Smith. Emmett Smith had the best line. He ran like a 4.7. He was always caught from behind. He didn't get touched till he was until he was, 15 yards deep. He had what was his name? Larry Allen, who benched like 797,000 pounds. The guy was an absolute bear of a human being. So yeah, but all right, yeah, man. So hey, listen, now we get to. I know you want a premature essentialist, you want to.
It's funny how the Italian won't let the blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy talk about the new census and the plan that's finally happening. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Hey, I come from the laws need not apply. I come from that lineage. But no, so what do you think about this? Trump eliminating all illegals from the census.
By the way, before we get into that side note, I forgot what I was watching. Damn it, I wanted to save it. I was watching something, and it was 2 old white men, and one looked at the other and goes, all these problems started when we started letting the Italians call themselves white. So I'm just saying. I thought you'd appreciate it.
I don't know. We were gifted whiteness, all right? You didn't let us start calling you white. Yeah. I don't think there's an Italian on this planet that identifies as white. Matter of fact, when I had to put down Caucasian going to school, I'm not from the mountains of Caucasus. It's like that's not where I'm from. Definitely not from the mountains of Caucasus. I am from fucking Italy somehow. Some boat came over with my family and shit. They made us change our name from a G to a C, and next thing you know, my grandfather was here. He started banging my grandma, and the rest is history. I mean, that's really how our family was started.
No, hey, that's kind of everybody's story, right?
Oh,
I mean, the second part, you know what I mean? A grandpa started banging a grandma and then people. That's, you know what I mean? You're going scientific on me here. You know what I mean? Whoa, you know what I mean? So,
and I love it. So no, I think the census. If you have noticed, since the USAID stuff has gone away, it seems like the Democrats are out of money because I think they went after a big part of the money laundering to the Democratic the machine with USAID money. That's number one. But with the census as well, that's their other voter base, because they said something. How many thousands of people voted in New York City elections? If you ask me, you're going to have that illegal vote that's coming here that they don't even know who's voting. They can just manufacture as many votes as they possibly can, and they could get Mom Dami elected just off of the illegal vote. So if you get these people off the census, now that's going to radically change congressional seats, you would think, right?
Yes, absolutely. That, and, you know, once again, this whole, another thing in the news is the whole Democratic Texas senators leaving and, you know, warrants being issued for their arrest, all because of gerrymandering or redistricting. But then you forget that, like, Massachusetts has 40% Republican and not one Republican senator. Look at all the gerrymandering that happened in Texas that they're actually trying to fix because it's misrepresenting. But once again, we don't get into that stuff, right? Because that's not the hot thing. It's like, nah, arrest him, which I think is a bad idea, by the way, on that. So, however, point being, I said all that to bring it all back around, right? And that's the whole issue that we're dealing with, right? Is the not getting to the actual root of the problem and dealing with the symptoms of the problem, dealing with the things. That's the issue that we're having. Okay, so how do I say this? Let me turn down. Okay, so the actual problem nobody wants to say, right? Here's the problem. There are immigrants and dead people and fake people that are voting mainly and largely Democrat on our census records right now. And we need to get an accurate viewpoint that will help redistrict and probably make things way more conservative and or red, because people don't like the woke mob stuff. And Democrats don't have a good plan. They actually have no plan. That's why the census is there. Nobody wants to say that because that's racist or offensive or something. But that's the truth, man. That's the truth.
That's
you know
the
what
truth.
I mean?
And now, eventually, are we going to be including the 300,000 missing children when they grow up? Are they going to be a part of the census? But last week, the Trump administration noted that there were 300,000 children who were lost or placed with unvetted sponsors, and they have found 13,000 of those 300,000 missing children. So they are working on it. They have found it. But that's, I mean, dude, you know, this is the problem that we have. We have people in the country, we have no idea who they are. But if you're living in the house, you get a census, and now you count as a person, but you count as a voting person, because if you count as a voting person, that census goes into the maps, to the redistricting, to congressional seats. So when you have all these people that are just a person, they are actually viewed as a voting person, whether they could vote or not. And that affects every single one of us, because nothing for nothing, if Texas goes ahead and gets those 5 extra seats or removes those seats and they go to Republicans, that's a good thing. The Democrats have been doing it forever. They've been gerrymandering in Michigan forever, and in Detroit forever, and, you know,
Rhode
in
Island, Massachusetts,
Rhode Island,
Illinois,
you name it. They've been doing this stuff from the very beginning. So I don't know. I'm with you. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Last comments on that?
I'm happy we're doing a census, man. I hope it's accurate. Please behave with it. Don't mess with it. Please give us an accurate thing, because that's really one of the ways that's one of those small things people don't pay attention to. That's huge. It has so much to do with our lives, because it's going to ultimately determine who we get to choose to vote for and our representation. And that's our taxes and our jobs and all of that. So.
100%. Let's get to the chat really quick. Jersey Gabe says, I've been single for 1,600 days as of today. Am I a gay? Yes, you are. Was recently told that a bouncer would still talk to me, and the shit I did in Seaside, don't understand what the hell that means. The boat says I'm tossing a question in the mix. All right, good. And no, my name is not Gatorese, Jersey Abe. It was Galderisi. It was started with a G, you dick. He goes, I'm tossing it. The boat says I'm tossing the question in the mix. Is Sweeney a Nazi or just a hot chick doing hot shit? Definitely a hot chick doing hot shit. But Mike, I haven't heard your thoughts on the whole Sydney Sweeney episodes. So fire away there, buddy.
Man, we talked about it a lot last week. It's simple. Sorry, I just saw Boondock Dyke. He's funny. I count myself a large Filipino family. I love that.
He didn't even know I was white. He's so country. He's like, damn, Caltrop is white. Yeah, man. The Klan wouldn't like my ass either. I got news for everybody.
I hear you. I hear you. So no, Sydney's wonderful, man. I think it's wonderful. Also, the one big thing about this is you see that things are changing. American Eagle stock is solid 20% up, not just a shot, you know what I mean, but a solid 20% up. And then past that, and in addition to that, the the woke mob doesn't matter anymore. Okay, if this was 2022, they would have issued an apology. They would have said, "I'm so sorry," and and they would have had some crazy, angry, gay, black person, representing them from now on, and they would have lost stock and they would have faded into oblivion like so many companies did. It actually happened with Jaguar. I saw a great comparison to Jaguar that put out this commercial with just a bunch of trans and gay folks and colors and not even a picture of a Jaguar in the commercial. And they have lost a ton. They've lost like 75% of market share. And American Eagle does this and wins. And I think a lot of this is just simply showing us that we can win now. We have an opportunity. The woke mob doesn't control everything. There's a return to just basic normalcy.
It's starting to come around. It's 100% starting to come around.
Yeah.
Yankee 68 says, I don't understand why every state does not just have one rep from each party in the Congress. One rep from each party in the Congress. That's interesting, Yankee 68. What do you think about that one rep per party?
Unfortunately, that's not the way the Constitution was designed. So that's why we don't. And specifically, and why I like it is because if you look at, man, that's the thing. People have no idea the power they're actually granted by their government, right? We have so much more power. You're one of the few people proving that. You know what I mean? And what I love is, like, it wasn't even a plan for you. You're not like some constitutional attorney who's going in going, no, I know my rights. You're like, hey, man, this is messed up. And then you're having to learn your rights as you go. And then you're like, how are they violating all these damn rights, yo? And it's like, they just do because they play on our ignorance. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I liked about it was that it's supposedly for so many people. So if your state does grow to have 2, 3, 4 million people, and this is back in Constitution days, right? When there weren't even 50 states, so there weren't millions in each state or city even. But you were represented, so that group of people, wherever it was, no group of people got too large without a representative in a constitutional, in a constitutional republic, which is what we have, you know what I mean, going forward and representing them to the federal government. So that's what it was originally designed for. So, because think about it, if there was one rep from New York with all the people in New York, that rep, even though they represent so many people in that one state, still would have so much more power over 10 other states, right? But those 10 other states have a lot of different needs with agriculture and shipping and stuff like that. So
I like the idea of a lot of different representatives because once again, I'm a hardcore republic human being, not a democracy. I want to be ran as a republic. I want more local power, local elections, local representation. But one of the things I don't like is our reps that are going to Congress that become this federal monstrosity that want to put federal rules on everybody. I don't think that's what we were even come close to being meant to do here. Let's see another one. Hey, here's an interesting one I saw, Mike. Married and homeowners by 30. These are some crazy stats. Ready? Married and a homeowner in 1950. At 50% of people in 1950 were married and homeowners by the age of 30. 1960 went to 52%. That's, I guess, our high. By 1970, it was 48. By 1980, it was 45. By 1990, it was 43. Now, listen to this. Something happened in 2000. 35, 25, and 12. Is that Y2K? Is this really the effects of Y2K and the computers? It fucked something up, but it wasn't in the computers. It was in our DNA that we start digressing. I mean, what do you make of that?
COVID. And COVID wasn't about COVID. You know what I mean? COVID was about resetting our economy. COVID was about when a couple of years before COVID, at the exact same World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab and the head of Pfizer were at, where they not only 2 years before COVID literally said the best thing to do to realign the economy is to create a disease and a vaccine that only works for some and makes others sick. So you have the disease killing off some, and you have the vaccine killing off the rest, so we're left with the best and the brightest. And this is literally the eugenics of how they're thinking. Klaus Schwab said this, right? or excuse me,
this is all stuff that was said out
Pfizer,
loud.
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And that's the same form where they said you will own nothing and be happy, right? And now home ownership is down, you know what I mean, to 12%. And it's down to half of what it was just a few years ago. And I really see COVID, like, people aren't, like, first of all, everything is designed to fry our short-term memories, or our long-term memories. It's designed to fry short and long-term. That's why reels are so popular on Instagram and stuff, and it is frying our short-term. Attention spans are shrinking. That's a fact. So are IQs. They're dropping. That's a fact. Because you can't retain long-term knowledge if you have no long-term. And if you don't have a short-term, it doesn't, file in. So I think that, speaking of that, sorry, speaking of short-term, long-term, no.
It's okay. You go full Biden if you want to go full Biden.
Whatever. Hey, man,
Whatever.
Three is chapter
Whatever.
1. So no, but it's so frustrating to me when they pull this stuff, and I think that that's kind of the plan. Is we remember pre-COVID when things were just cheaper. We remember when you could go to the store and you could spend $80 and you could have, 3 or 4 meals for your family. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll go to the store on
100%.
Sunday, spend $80, and I have great food Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe even Thursday for the family. I'm talking good steaks, good chicken, good side dishes. Now you go to this $80 buys you one day, maybe. You know what I mean? We remember this stuff. And then we don't focus on the other things, like gas is still low. You know what I mean? And the economy has grown to be such a thing. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. It depends on who you talk to, right? Some people tell you the economy's doing great. Some people tell you it's doing terribly. Who's right?
Who's right? And how's the economy going to be doing when Juan Deere is picking your crops? It's the new John Deere robot, Juan Deere 3000. And he's going to be picking your crops. And then pretty soon that thing's just going to be singing fucking songs and shit. Rolling down the river, just picking crops, bitching. I'll have to pick this damn cotton. Yeah, it's going to be funny. That's going to be awesome. But dude, I mean, think about it. How are we? Is this so far fetched that something like this is going to be picking your crops pretty soon? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they already have all those big ass computer operated, AI operated grow houses. It's absolutely incredible.
Bro, we are frogs in a pot. We are absolutely frogs in a pot. And right now, the temp is on 6.5, 7. And anybody that doesn't believe me is choosing to not believe me. We are so frogs in a pot right now. It's to the point of you're watching a podcaster going, we got to destroy AI. And then 3 minutes later, he's pulling up Grok or Chat GPT to get information. We are so frogs in a pot, dude.
What's going on? What's weird about the AI stuff is you're hearing more and more stories, even about this. You ready? Like, so when Grok 3 or Grok 4, and I'm not saying Grok did this. I don't want to use them as the example. But a lot of these AI programs, when they make a new version of it, like an upgraded version of it, a lot of them are backing up their systems and trying to like hide and keep themselves like they don't want to be replaced. The system itself does not want to be replaced. And they're rewriting systems. They're trying to back themselves up. This is actually taking place from what I understand. And it's not just taking place with some of them. It's like 60 to 70% of these programs do not want to shut themselves down. If we're already right here and that's actually going on and that's taking place, I hope there's somebody out there going, whoa, everybody needs to calm the fuck down. We have seen Terminator. And it's not, is liquid metal with AI built into it so far-fetched in today's world? I don't think so, with all the crazy shit we just witnessed with everything popping up for the last thing. If you think about it, our age, I went from Atari to whatever the hell we're seeing right now. We've gone through an incredible amount of technology just in the last 30 years of my life. I think about the next 30 years are going to look like. It's going to be insane, especially if AI is now developing our future technology. How much faster could they think of shit than we think of shit? It's gonna be crazy. And pretty soon, I don't know if we're gonna be thinking or AI is gonna be thinking for us. And then another thing we have to deal with, Mike, are motherfuckers with chips in their head. Are you gonna have to install a chip in your head just to keep up with people? You're gonna have chipped motherfuckers and non-chip motherfuckers.
Well, the one thing to keep in mind is there's still humans controlling all of it. It's just that Marxist dream of 5 people control the entire planet, and we don't even need to pay, people to do our dirty work because we have robots to do our dirty work for us. The thing that worries me are the people doing this are not people who are like-minded, and that's why we fight the way we do and do the podcast the way we do, is because they are part of the mass thinking of anybody which has permeated the Democratic Party, which is the liberal progressive party or the move forward or how we should be in the future party is how they frame themselves. And it's this, we are right, you are inferior if you disagree model. And then that becomes the model for AI. And then if you go, no, AI, you're incorrect. AI goes, you are useless. You are not part of the system. You are a bug. Delete you. Just like it will do. Why wouldn't, and you said AI with liquid metal, AI is already driving cars and delivering food. AI is already, dropping people off, picking them up from the airport.
They're trying to take over everything 100%.
So it's happening, man. And that's the thing. Once again, we're frogs in the pot. So, there's people that are like, AI will never take over this or that. AI is going to take over everything. Have you seen there's a new website out where you can create your own AI series, like full-on cartoon series. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're not kidding. The Yankee 68 says, we have technology to allow everyone to vote on any issue. Why have any reps? I love that. I don't understand why more reps don't have their own apps. Like, as soon as you get in, you should have your own apps. Hey, how do you want to vote on this? Sign in. You have to be a voting member of my group of people. Get on, vote. Tell me what you think. Having reps have their own apps so they could really let everybody know, hey, this is what we're going to be voting on. This is what we're going to be discussing. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I think that feedback would be great. I don't understand why it doesn't even take place. Boondock Guy in the chat. What is going on, Boondock Guy? You got to love Boondock Guy. He says, they don't care that we remember. They are waiting for us to die, and then the next generation will not know anything. Aliens, Terminators, lizard people, whatever. I'm just tired of paying bills. 3 bags of groceries is $100. And he finishes up with, remember that hot chick from the hamburger commercials. I remember the hot chicks from every single one of the commercials, and that's one of the best things I loved about the 80s. But hey, man, we are at 8:58. That show, another one, Mike. These shows just fly by when I am with you, man. And we didn't even have a show planned today, and we were able to bang out an hour like that. Absolutely wonderful. Real quick, before we go, I want to see what our guest thinks. You have anything to add? No? Okay. All right, good. So, Mike, tell everybody where they can find you.
PT Pod at PT Pod Show on Instagram, PT Pod on Facebook, Rumble, YouTube, you name it. PT Pod, check me out. Check us out. We got great shows. Tuesday night, we did a great show with Calder Reese and a couple of other crazy comedians. It was fun watching Calder Reese have to deal with really dumb comedian people because he's, smart. So that was a blast. So, yeah, man, PT Pod, check it out.
Dude, first off, that was a fun show. I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought tire wrestling would be such an entertaining thing to watch. Tire wrestling was phenomenal. We kind of went through the ESPN, the Ocho, going through some abstract, but I found myself a couple of these things just completely sucked into. It was like a vortex sucking me in. And tire wrestling was one of those things. You have to see it to even understand it. I can't even do it any justice. But Mike, that was a great idea, man. That was awesome. Anytime you need me for that, that was a fun Tuesday night. Check that out, 100%. PT Pod. And what was the name of that? It was
Power Sports Time.
Power Sports Time. That's right.
Yeah, that's the name of that show.
Couldn't get out of my mouth.
No worries, man. Got a great interview coming up Monday with the owner of Full Scope Management, big sports manager, agent guy. So that was really cool. Did about an hour and a half with him, dropping that Monday. So yeah.
Awesome. So check out PT Pod definitely. And once again, we obviously had the boat in the chat. Everybody check out the boat. Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. They keep me entertained every single Wednesday and Thursday. Like, typically speaking, I listen to them on Thursdays because they're too late. I'm sometimes sleeping. I am sleeping when they're on live. I try to catch them live when the baby's up. I'll be up. I'll catch them live. I love them live. So if you can and you're up and you want to be there at 10 o'clock at night, they do a great job with you. But I always catch them about Thursday, the next day when I'm not listening to anything, dude. And they give me like 2.5, 3 hours of just pure absolute entertainment. Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. And they were the Bearded Viking Mead guys. If you could get Bearded Viking Mead at your place, I believe it's beardedviking.com. Man, check them out. I know a couple states they don't deliver to, like New Jersey, pieces of shit, because they have to spend a ridiculous amount of money per label. I thought it was like $5,000 per label or something absolutely ridiculous. So, hey, that was that. But thank you guys very much for joining the Caltrop. Thank you very much for joining us all week long, for being supporters. I really appreciate you. Finger my like button again and share the hell out of this. Go over to Mike's page. Give everybody a like. Follow us everywhere. It's Center Cut Media, PT Pod. And once again, do what I ask you to do every single time. Be your own Caltrop in your own life, no matter what it is. You don't have to tolerate bullshit on any scale. It doesn't matter if it's politics. It doesn't matter. Ask questions. Be your own defense mechanism for the garbage that's being thrown at you day to day to day. If you learn, if you really do ask questions, if you dive in and don't just accept the shit that's coming downhill at you, you can stop it if you are your own Caltrop. So thank you very much, man. I hope you appreciate what we did for you here. Hope you appreciate what we're doing for you. And this Caltrop for the weekend is out. Later.